Hey, what's up, ecosystem? How come nobody ever says car hauler supply chain? You hear that phrase in other automotive logistics and business, but nobody ever says that in car hauling. Well, we're going to do that tonight. So bring your questions and buckle in. It's Tuesday nights live on Auto Transport Intel. I'm Jay, your host. Welcome back to the show. Hey, what's up, you guys? Thank you so much for tuning in to Auto Transport Intel. It is Tuesday night. I'm so excited. It's finally here. It's 8 o'clock. It's real, and we're together again on a Tuesday night. This is episode 100 in a row. That's 100 Tuesdays in a row that I've gone live, and you guys are with me, and I love it. I'm excited, and I thank you so much for tuning in week after week and telling your friends. And by the way, oh, that's right. Listen, if this is your first time here, let me tell you what's going to happen. I am happy to have you here. I want you to feel welcome. If you've got a question, if this is your first time, feel welcome. Join the live chat. Enjoy the live chat. Share information. Because then I'm going to go into hello live chat. I got about 2 minutes here to finish the rundown. Then we're going to go into the live chat. I want you to say hello. Let me know, where you are. What are you hauling? What do you like? What don't you like? What's working for you? And what's a car hauler supply chain? Honey, what's he talking about? All right, and then we're going to go into industry news. That's the stuff I see on Facebook. By the way, let me know if you can hear me okay, see me okay. I appreciate that. It helps. Industry news is the stuff, I'm scrolling through Facebook all day long. I know we all are. And we see the memes and we see news. We see rookie questions and crashes and all kinds of stuff. But this is where you can, share that information, get out of Facebook jail, and share it on industry news on Auto Transport Intel. Send me an email, autotransportintel@gmail.com. At 20 minutes into the show, we go into the information superhighway. That's where I'm going to set up the topic. I'm going to give facts and information. That's the discovery phase of all this. And we're going to then load it up with information as we move into the interview with Ty, my co-captain. Ty of CTS Business Coaching is with us tonight. He's leading the charge in our conversation about the car hauler supply chain and what that means for car haulers and those close to us in the supply chain, because we're going to talk more about that. We're going to Detroit in a few weeks. Is it 2 weeks? And that, they're talking about the supply chain, dealer supply chain, OEM supply chain, fixed stops, parts. What about the car hauler supply chain? I think it's high time we talk about the car hauler supply chain. And to help us do that, we got some panelists tonight. I love having a live panel. So I got the live chat where the chat happens, and then the panel with the Zoom and the video, and everything comes around. And it's the business channel. So we got Bill, he's going to talk about hauling. We got Benny, he's going to talk about marketing. And Phil, he's going to talk about the dealer side. And hopefully together, as we spin the blender, we get the mixing bowl and information. And after 2 hours, just like, woo, that was a lot of information. and we just be thankful again that it was another Tuesday night, another success, and we move on with our lives with some takeaway and information. I see the live chat going crazy, so I'll tell you what. Stick around. We're coming back for the live chat.
Are you completely stressed out from all the calls and the contacts and the verification of loads and nobody answers the phone? Call Murphy Auto Dispatch Services today. Murphy Auto Dispatch Services has over 15 years of experience in the transport industry. We are your office while you are on the road. We book, we verify, and we fill out your loads for you. We have an excellent accounting staff and an even better dispatch team. Give us a call today at 417-270-0021. If you want to email me, it's murphyautotransport31@yahoo.com. Give us a call today.
See, Sue at Murphy Auto, she's part of the car hauler supply chain. Huh? Wow, how amazing is that? She's part of it. It's a big supply chain. It's huge. Okay. All right, so listen, we're going to go to the beginning. I'm rewinding on the live chat, so bear with me. Gerard is in. Hello, Gerard. Thanks for being here. Thanks for joining the live chat. Really appreciate it. Michael Collity is with us. Hey, what's going on, Michael? Thanks for tuning in. Hey, Jay, it's Marcus from Exclusive Luxury Transport in Las Vegas. Well, welcome to the show, Marcus. Thanks for tuning in. We got Bill Bad Apples. Bill's going to be on the show tonight. Thank you for joining the live chat. By the way, guys, Bill, Benny, and Phil, here's the rundown. Here's what I think we're going to do, so keep this in mind. Bill, think 9 o'clock Central. Benny, think 9:15 Central. Phil, think 9:30 Central. Those are your estimates as of now, and then I'll keep you posted. Let's see what happens. Slow Money, hey, what's up? Hello, God's people. Well, all right, Slow Money, you know it's true. I try to keep this show in the middle and not check in with any affiliation directly, but you know what? It's hard to say no to that one, so thank you, Slow Money. Really appreciate that. Trucking Answers, checked in. Check. Thanks for tuning in, Mark. Listen, you guys, you know this. I say it every time. You're probably tired of it. Well, listen. Mark at Trucking Answers goes live on YouTube at 1 p.m. Eastern every Monday afternoon, 1 p.m. Eastern, 12 Central. If you've got a freight logistics trucking question, you got a question? Well, he's got Trucking Answers out the wazoo. You want to check in with Mark on YouTube every week. Ken Eaton is with us. No way, Ken Eaton. Let's do this, brother. Yeah, man. Ken, my buddy Ken, dude. That's pretty awesome. Sue, hey, y'all. Murphy Auto Transport in the house. Hey, Ty and Jay. Listen, what's up, Sue? Thanks for checking in. And, we saw your, I think the phones are ringing over there. Is it true, Sue? Say it ain't so. That's Dave Williams. Say it ain't so. He used to say it to me all the time. Hotshot Dave, I just recorded a video on this. Great, man. You know what? Hotshot Dave. You got to check out Hotshot Dave on YouTube. You guys know Hotshot Dave. But listen, if you don't, go to YouTube later on, not during the next 2 hours. Save that for me. Save it for us. Anyways, go to YouTube, type in Hotshot Dave, throwing down great videos. I love to share your videos, Dave. Really helpful to the car hauling community, and it's cool. I like what we got. Shaggy's Consulting and Training. I like what we got. What's up, Shaggy? Listen, man, you made the news again because Shaggy keeps having boot camps, freight logistics boot camps. If you want to learn brokering and dispatch and freight, check out shaggiesexpress.com. Cody Martinez, loaded, coming out of Phoenix, listening to Jay. All right, thank you, man. Thanks for your efforts. We appreciate you. Listen, I appreciate you, Cody. Thank you so much. And we're glad you're loaded. Awesome. That is the whole point. If you don't come away with anything other than we want you to be loaded, we do want you to be successful, come hell or high water, we want you to be loaded. That should be somebody's slogan. Michael Collity, Shagman is here. The one and only. Hi, y'all. Got my popcorn drinks, kicking it with Jay and the gang. What's up, the one and only, man? Thanks for tuning in. Long-time core member since the beginning. Ken, and yeah, it's been a long time, Ken. It has been a long time. But I made it. I really did. I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. I made it to 100 episodes. You know, there's only one other show. I was digging into my archives. I had a show on streaming media, and it ended over 10 years ago, and I made it to like episode 140 something. But I still didn't have the success I've got here, so really, really excited. Is this where you find the dealers? This is where you find car dealers. Jeez, Ty, what are you thinking? Hotshot Dave, I need some love over here. You know what? And we all do. That's what's so interesting. We're all in this. It's a long game, isn't it? I mean, there is no easy peasy. There's no, whether you're a dealer or a car hauler or a dispatcher or a broker, there is no easy peasy, man. It is just, it's a long game for all of us. So, yeah, it is the first time. Yes, Ken, it is the first time. Somebody grabbed the White Album. And by the way, that's why I've got ELD Kool-Aid. Here's to you, Ken, my buddy Ken. The ELD Kool-Aid. You know, because we've only got 5 minutes left. No, that's not true. Well, somebody's ELD is about to go off, and daggone it, you don't want to know what happens then. People drive like maniacs to get where they're going. Hey, what's up, Shaggy? Hey, Kimberly, welcome back to the show. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for helping out in the live chat. Really appreciate it. And I got to catch up on the live chat. See, I'm already behind. It's 8:12. We are live. And I'm still in the live chat, but I love the live chat. What's not to love? TDK Transport, what's up, man? Hey, thanks for saying hello. Loud and clear. Thank you. Awesome. 7Cs Transport, what's up, Artie? Thanks for tuning in, man. Awesome. Hey, Hotshot Dave. Oh, Candy at Seaport Service. What is going on? Thanks for tuning in. Mark at Superflow System. Thanks for going on. They start mixing the phrases. Thanks for going on. It's awesome, dude. Let's see. Just pile in, man. It's, it's like, who was talking about wrestling? It's like wrestling with Superfly Snuka, and everyone just starts throwing chairs and going crazy. That's how you know there's real excitement. Me, Chance01. Hey, first time watching, trying to learn as much as I can before starting. Now, that's a good idea. And thank you for tuning in, and thank you for chatting. I'm glad you feel welcome. That is the whole point, man. That's awesome. Effin' Wright's in the house. What's up, Mike? That is great, man. Thanks for tuning in. Oh, I think I made... Oh, Truckify's with us. What's up, Moozy? Thanks for tuning in, Moozy at Truckify. We're going to be learning more about Truckify, because Truckify's in the house. Man, we got all kinds of people with us. So that is the live chat. So here's what we're going to do. Right after the live chat, I like to go into industry news. Before I do that, I'm going to take a break. I'm going to be right back. Stick around.
Welcome to the Gopher Driver app training tutorial. Once it is open, you can enter your username and password, then click Log In. The first screen you arrive to is a list of all stop locations assigned to you. Click Arrive. Tap Photos to take pictures of the vehicle. In this screen, select your damage codes and tap on the affected area of the vehicle and then click Save. AIAG codes are required for OEM damage reporting. Select your options and add codes as needed. The last button to click is Load. You can also input the customer name and email address if they want a copy of the order. The delivery process is very similar to the pickup process, except now you are unloading vehicles, then working through to the outgate. If you have any additional questions, feel free to call 760-267-9040 or email support@gopher.com.
All right. You know what? And I definitely want you to, if you've got a question, you want to check out Gopher Auto Carrier Software, you definitely want to do that. And, all right, so here's what we're going to do. All right. Not to get sidetracked. By the way, I don't even know why I put up a list with time codes. I clearly can't stay on time. We're already 5 minutes into industry news, Jay. So let's get after it. Okay, let's pull this up. All right, industry news. All the stuff on Facebook that you didn't even need to see, but I'm just going to regurgitate it anyways. All right, what's a truck driver? An individual who does precision guesswork based on unreliable data provided by those of questionable knowledge. See also wizard or magician. Yeah, that about sums it up. What some will do to get a double cheeseburger. So there's that. Yeah, man, that's a... Woo! Man, that was one expensive cheeseburger. We don't have spicy chicken sandwiches, but we do have tons of inventory. This was shared by Mannheim, Omaha. I like that. Thank you, Mannheim, Omaha. That was pretty cool. I'll take lies dispatch tells me for 500. Oh, I got to do the Sean Connery. I can't do the Sean Connery voice. Lies and dispatch tells me. You guys watch that, man? I was actually just watching some SNL with Trebek the other night, so that is hilarious. Lies dispatch tells me for 500, Trebek. All right, lane closed for no reason. That's just funny, dude. Dude, I feel like I should be seeing that a lot more often. Can they just... They need to make that sign. That sign, I want to see that sign. I'd have... Yeah, that would be legit. What is one reason why you decided to open your business? Okay, great. So this gets shared on Facebook. And what happens in reply? Passing a note. Real truckers don't drive. That's what it's like asking a question in Facebook groups, right? You try to get a real answer, and you get a little note. Passed. Oh, all right. So let's pull up driver. So this is, I don't know what year this is, but it does. I guess when I saw this, I was thinking the good old days. That is, and yet it's, you know, the DOT in action. Okay, this is your dad watching your back up the trailer like left is right, right is left, too much, not enough. You're burning daylight. Get out, I'll do it. That's a pretty good meme. Oh, look, he got a toy with his Happy Meal. So, I'm a new driver and did the rookie mistake of going through a street, wasn't supposed to be on, got a ticket. How long does it take to get a point off? You know, this, man, that's a tough one. I know what happens, but it is, unfortunately, costly. And then you're doing this to pay the bills. That's not exactly car hauling, but that will be your competition if the rates stay like this. Okay, what's this? Now, all right, now hold on a second here. Total Quality Logistics. Now, Total Quality Logistics, last I heard, Total Quality Logistics was more in freight and not a well-liked company in freight, if I do say so. That's hearsay. But now posting carloads, are you seeing this? Okay, yeah, it's a local move, but you're looking at like, you're in the double digits for pay on a car. And they say, well, but it's 3 cars, 1 pick, 1 drop. Yeah, I know, but it's still a vehicle. Okay, guys, these are like tow truck rates. I don't even know if... I'll bet you a tow truck driver wouldn't pick that up for that. I don't think so. So then we get this kind. You know, you can't help but feel like, is this what we've come to? Now, by the way, did you know that in the rules, in the FMCSA rules, it actually does talk about, I don't have the language in front of me, but I believe there is a statute and a regulation that talks about CDL drivers do need to be able to speak English. I'm just saying, I think that's in there. I mean, you can speak other languages too if you want to, but, you know, it's tough. When we see this, I try to keep this show unpolitical, but when you see cars posted at 20 cents a mile, this is what happens. This is how people are frustrated, right? We're frustrated with the rates. I mean, oh, and then look, check this out. You got to pay. You have to pay to do the clearinghouse query. What's this? You remember the drug and alcohol clearinghouse that's coming up? That's right. You're going to have to pay to run a drug and alcohol query on your driver. By the way, did you hear that the FMCSA now wants to add a new fee for every driver that the fleet hires? That's in addition to every query. When does it end, man? No wonder people are frustrated. It's time to get out the book. I found this interesting. This is the Practical Cargo Securement Guide to study, right? It's time to study up. It's time to go back in time, right? Who wants to go back in time? Anybody else want? Now, I realize there's a lot of benefits, but don't we all feel like, I know, Jay, what are you doing? Well, what I'm talking about is, I'm talking about the elements that lead us to realize, you know what? You gotta try to get your customer. You have to try. This is a picture of a car hauler that got his own customer. And I mean, these are pretty high-end units on an open trailer, but he's making it work. It's making it work for him. Get your customer. You gotta find a way to get your customer. And I know. Oh, I'm telling an investor I have an idea in car hauling. He arrogantly declines. We don't do anything in hauling. Do you do automotive logistics, sir? Right? Like car hauling is some kind of a oh yeah. Take your little car. Go ahead and take your little car. Are you serious? You don't know about car shipping? Like shipping cars. Like I'm talking about car hauling. Oh yeah, there's some car hauling. Yeah. We're hauling vehicles that are going to be used in other business enterprises. Yeah, this is a legitimate business where we are trying to run legitimate business. Stop listening to the guy at the truck stop waving $100 bills. Okay. We gotta brush our shoulders off, right? Jay-Z say that. Brush our shoulders off, dude. It's time to step up, get re-educated. That's the whole point of Auto Transport Intel, and that's why we go to other shows. We need to get re-educated, get the alignment adjusted, get back on track. This is a business. Okay, right? This is a business. It shouldn't just be, I know I found a way to get rich because some guy was dropping stacks of money out of FedEx envelopes. I saw the video. No, man, this is a business. This is a hard business. And this is part of an automotive logistics supply chain. Car shipping, how do you think dealerships get their cars? You call it car hauling, car shipping, vehicle logistics. I don't care what you call it. But there are enterprises, folks, industries, groups trying to, come together and talk business. That's what they do at AHA, Auto Haulers Association of America. That's what we're doing at Auto Transport Intel. AIAG, they set the standards in new car hauling, OEM car hauling space. IATA should be on this list. This is the list of partners of finished vehicle logistics. You guys know IATA, right? And you guys know that we all have our groups, our mentors that we listen to, our coaches that we get information from. This is the map of Detroit, where we're going to be September 10th. What is it, 2 weeks? I think is it 2 weeks from tonight we're going to be there? Here, man. You're going to be in Detroit? Are you going to be in Detroit? This is the Cobo Center. This is where we're going to be during the daytime. These are the hotels. All right, this is right. This is the waterfront. Come find us. Let us know you're going to be in the area. I'm not sure if we have time to meet. We may or may not. But join the movement. This is information. This is the information. Where do you find cars? Where are the cars? Where do you just find them on a list somewhere, or can you actually go somewhere where there's cars? Right? Like you saw that. You see that? There we go. Where do you find an ocean of cars like that? Because if you can find an ocean of cars, my guess is you might be able to find some business. These guys have an ocean of cars. ACVauctions.com/ATI. There's an ocean of cars. Where else can I find oceans of cars? Okay, I'll tell you what. Here's what I'm going to do. I got a few more slides. When I come back after the break, we're going to get back into the oceans of cars and car hauler supply chain. But I did want to mention, if you are in freight logistics, you want to learn more about freight logistics, dispatching, and brokering, you want to go to shaggyexpress.com. He's got a Terre Haute, Indiana boot camp. You can go. There is a fee, but you can go and you can learn a lot. People love that. Oh, hey, here's another one. Listen, you guys know what happened to Ziggy. Listen, Ziggy, thank you, Ziggy. Man, I'm so glad that you're throwing a Ziggy's F Cancer Bash. The Ziggy's Fuck Cancer Bash. There, I said it. Listen, it's a family show. It's a family show, but Ziggy is beating cancer, and that is a reason to party. Ziggy Keller, friend of Auto Transport Intel, creator of IATA, and friend of the car hauler community. If you want to get invited, find a way to contact Ziggy, get the address. And by the way, this was shared by Dana Pearson. Yes, another car hauler has fallen. We lose car haulers all the time. It's a really hard business. Families are impacted. This is a family business. Families are impacted. The community is impacted. If you knew Devin Matthews, if there's anything you can do to help, you can reach out to Dana Pearson. I'm sure he can point you in the right direction. And I'm sure a lot of you guys do know Dana. So do that. Also, one last piece of business here. I want to do this. I want to show this. This is pretty cool. This is what we did is we hooked up with Finished Vehicle Logistics, and they're helping us invite dealers. Listen, if you're a dealership, if you know a dealer that wants to go to the Automotive Logistics Global Detroit show, September 10th through 12th in Detroit, we can invite them. And we'll get anybody an invite that thinks that they can qualify as a dealership. Finished Vehicle Logistics does have a few rules about that. So, but we would love to send them an invite. Finished Vehicle Logistics, Automotive Logistics, partnering with Auto Transport Intel to invite dealers to the ALGD show in Detroit at the Cobo Center. And there's a list of speakers, conference info. We're going to talk more about that in the what do I call it? Oh, the superhighway, the information superhighway that's coming up. So listen, seriously, let me know. Send me an email, autotransportintel@gmail.com, autotransportintel@gmail.com. Would love to help you invite a dealer for free to the show. Of course, they're going to have to pay. They're going to pay for their own lodging and flights, but these passes are actually really expensive, and we'd love to have them at the show to help out and build the supply chain, grow this community. Listen, I'm going to be right back with the information superhighway. I don't think you're going to want to miss it. I'll see you in a sec.
Historically, buying and selling wholesale vehicles is time-consuming, expensive, and loaded with risk. With ACV, our 20-minute online auctions provide immediate access to thousands of dealers who are ready to buy. Our inspectors complete comprehensive condition reports right at your dealership, from engine fluid levels and OBD2 scans to paint meter readings and tire tread depths with tons of high-res photos. Our condition reports take the guesswork out of wholesale. The ACV team comes to your dealership, inspects the vehicles you'd like to sell, and loads them into the app, and you're selling vehicles in no time. There are no fees for running a vehicle that doesn't sell, and you don't have to worry about transportation to a physical auction. See how ACV can work with your dealership at acvauctions.com.
Hey, thank you guys for sticking around. I appreciate it. Listen, if you're just tuning in now, it's just about 8:30. You haven't missed a thing. Okay, well, that's not entirely true, but it's okay. You can go back and watch it later. I just tried to scan through the chat, and there's a lot happening in there. I saw some great stuff. And, and I appreciate, actually, that clarification on TQL. I know it's a major company, and I'm not here to... Oh, boy, that's hard. How do I dive into that? What I am here to do is try to help clarify based on the understandings of folks around me. But listen, the rates speak for themselves. I mean, if you haul too cheap, you will go out of business. And if you go out of business, somebody else is going to have to pick up that cheap freight for those rates to stay that low. And if nobody hauls those cheap freight rates, then they won't stay that way. They'll go up. And by the way, this is why that compare button is so deadly. See, if somebody hauls that cheap stuff, the next time you try to negotiate for a better rate, everybody hits the compare button. You know that button. And say, oh, well, somebody just hauled it for that rate. Kiss of death. I say, well, that was stupid. Here's what I'll haul it for. And I can pick it up now, or, okay, no, okay, all right, good. Going, gone. All right, so we're gone. All right, listen, you guys, I know it's tough, all right? So let's do this. Let's talk about the car hauler supply chain, We are now in the Auto Transport Intel Information Superhighway. I really appreciate you sticking around and joining us for this. Okay, so what is a supply chain? By the way, got it. You know I'm on YouTube. Check out the YouTube videos. Check out the Facebook page. Yes, I'm live tonight. Autotransportintel.com. That's where we have the blog posts. You guys can still hear me okay? All right, cool. I appreciate it. Oh man. When I resize that, everything goes huge. Okay. All right. Hey, I'm sharing the, and if you text something and I miss it, help me out. Help me out. I can't monitor everything. I'm trying so hard. Listen, what's a supply chain? Okay. A supply chain is, the sequence of processes involved in the production and distribution of a commodity. In fact, here we go. What is supply chain management in simple words? What's the definition? Oh, here we go. I like this definition. Supply chain is a network between a company and its suppliers to produce and distribute a specific product to the final buyer. Seems pretty self-explanatory. But again, I don't think I've ever heard anyone talk about car hauler supply chain. In fact, if somebody says car hauler supply chain, you know what I think they're going to say? I think they're going to say central dispatch. I get emails every single day. Jay, I need a dispatcher and help me with central dispatch. Dispatcher, central dispatch. Okay. This is central dispatch. Go to centraldispatch.com. I'm just going to answer that question. This is where you can get a dispatcher, Murphy Auto Transport Services. Okay? But in your supply chain, are there other places? Where do you find cars? Aren't there other places where you could get cars in your supply chain? Is that it? Is it just central dispatch and a dispatcher? And again, Murphy Auto Transport Services, they provide a great service. And I'll tell you what, they've got dispatchers working with drivers, man, they're staying busy. Because sometimes you do need a dispatcher. But is that the only place to build your supply chain? Let's go back to it. Where do you find cars again? Is this the only place you find cars is on the load board? That's it? Okay. Well, what about Mannheim? You ever gotten a dispatch off of Central Dispatch and find yourself in a Mannheim, and suddenly, right, you get your gate pass and you walk through the guard shack and you go to the other side of the fence and there you see a sea of cars. Well, don't those cars need to get moved too? Well, how could you get that deal? Could you get a deal? Okay, well, one way to get those cars is you go to their load board, right? It's Mannheim connected to Cox Auto, connected to One Dispatch, Ready Logistics. Okay, that's one way to do it. But what if you could tap into that ocean of cars? How about Odessa? You've been to the Odessa Auto Auction? Right, another place. They have oceans of cars. Oh yeah, right. Cars Arrive Network that's the load board for the oceans of cars for Odessa. But all of them? Really, they got it all covered? Are you sure? You've seen a lot of cars at Copart, right? Oceans of cars. IAA. There's a lot of cars at IAA. Now, maybe, by the way, I've only talked about secondary market up to this point, right? Mannheim, Odessa, Copart, IAA. And these are your salvage auctions, right? This is where it gets a little dicey. You better get that lot number, you better get pictures, and you better ask if it's a run and drive. Okay, fair enough. But we've only talked about auctions. What about dealerships? I looked this up. Can you see this? How many car dealerships are in the U.S.? This is crazy. Oh, only about 139,000. 139,000 car dealerships. That's insane. You can't get any of those guys? They do have cars, right? They got cars. They got new cars and used cars. Boy, that's pretty interesting. What if you could get in with the new cars and the used cars? By the way, let's put the auction, part of the auction model and part of the dealership and part of the load board model, let's put that together. ACV Auto Auctions, right? That's a great, okay, there's a good load board for you. So these are all parts of your supply chain. I haven't talked about this in like 2 minutes. This is not your only supply chain source, man. Stop doing that. Ding, bong, bang, bang. Okay, honey, what's he talking about? I'm talking about supply chain. And if you don't, maybe none of this makes any sense. I know. And I've been getting, this is what's cool. This is what's fun. I'll tell you what's fun about Auto Transport Intel now, and what I like about Tuesday Nights Live, is I get emails every day now. Every single day I get at least one email talking about advice for the car hauling business, want to get in auto transport, got questions about equipment, questions about insurance, questions about load boards, questions about mobile apps. I get them all. Every day I get at least one of those questions. And then through Facebook, and YouTube comments, more and more all the time. Now I get questions through Instagram and Twitter now. So sometimes through LinkedIn, not as much. Anyways, CTS Business Coaching is now helping new car haulers with understanding all the elements that I got people watching the shows, man. They're like binge watching my shows. Look out, Netflix. That's crazy. Listen, I should be on Netflix. I'd love that. But the point of all this is to get you thinking, right? How do you grow your business? Don't just, staring at a load board. I've done that. I had that job. Listen, I had that job. I used to be a dispatcher staring at load boards all day, and I tell you, it made me crazy. It didn't make sense to me because there's not enough loads, and there's not enough sanity. There's not enough accurate information. There's not enough people that will actually answer their phone. There's not enough people that'll send us the dispatch. And if we get through all that, there's not enough people that'll pay us on time to stay in business. This is not the end-all be-all of the car hauler supply chain. That makes no sense. And I've only talked about the secondary market so far. What about OEMs? Dude, we didn't even mention Ford, Hyundai, Nissan, Toyota, General Motors, Honda. There's more. We didn't mention any of those guys yet. Now, that's a tough place to start. By the way, we didn't even talk about enclosed car hauling. My gosh, what about Mecum Auto Auctions, Barrett Jackson? You watch these auto auctions all day. That's an ocean of cars non-stop running through the lanes. It's crazy how many cars are getting moved. And if you are only considering one source to get all your business, man, I don't know what you're doing. Seriously. But I get it. Use them all. Use all the sources. Use all the sources to your advantage. And by the way, stay informed of what's happening with the ports. And this is why, I don't share politics, but there was a news story about Trump, Japan, trade tariff on parts coming in. The tariff is not going to happen at this time. So that's good. That helps. That helps the dealerships and that helps the car haulers. So, stay tuned don't get caught up. Dude, stay out of the barrel of monkeys of everyday politics. Focus on learning business, man. That stuff's just going to keep happening. Blah, 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 blah. Listen, man, this is the business, right? We're focused on the business. The business is not blah, blah, blah. Ports, that's business. What's going on with rail, dude? Dude, check that out. That's crazy, man. Think of all the cars that move by rail. And do you know why? Here, a carload network map. Do you know why so many cars move by rail? And this is an OEM. I mean, this is where the OEMs are at. It's because it's cheaper. But you know what the problem is? They get higher vandalism and damage rates in many locations. There's actually statistics about all that stuff. So in some of these locations, they do want to use trucking. What do you think the sales guys at an OEM fleet are talking about? This is the stuff they're talking about. They're not talking about any of this kind of singularity stuff. They are calling, you know who they're calling? They're calling these guys. That 139,000 plus, that's the business. They want the oceans of cars. Now I get it. You need one at a time, two at a time. And I think, and in fact, Hotshot Dave, if tell me if I'm right, I think that's what your latest video, you were kind of talking about, working with the load boards. I think I saw it pop up, but I didn't get a chance to watch it. I didn't have time. But that's the information superhighway tonight, ladies and gentlemen. The information superhighway, my whole point is to draw a picture Maybe it's a connection of dots to help bring us to what it is that we're going to go into the interview and the live panel, what we're going to talk about. But there is so much more to talk about than whatever the number one car hauling load board is. Man, I'm serious, man. And if you do, by the way, if that is what you need, if that's what you need to learn, I've created, you got car hauling dispatcher training series, top 5 car hauling load boards. Those videos do exist, and there is a place for load boards. But the point is, let's open up that funnel, man. Drink from the water hose, right? Dude, let's do this. So I tell you what, here, let's do this. Let's go to the CTS Business Coaching question of the day. What is the CTS Business Coaching question of the day, you ask? You know what the question is? Where do you find cars? Hey, Ty, where do you find cars? Where does Ty find cars? I'll bet you Ty can tell us. Let's do this. I want you to stick around because I gotta invite Ty, and we're gonna bring him into the interview, and we're gonna be right back with Ty. We're gonna talk about where do you find cars.
When it comes to creating quality car haulers, precise engineering and expert manufacturing is key. Since 1986, Sun Country Trailers has specialized in manufacturing industrial-strength commercial haulers to fit every need. Each Sun Country Trailer car hauler is built with hand-cut steel and precision-cut parts for consistency and craftsmanship you can rely on. Once built, each hauler is sandblasted and given a rich powder coat finish, after which the hydraulics and wiring are expertly installed. Before leaving our manufacturing facility, each car hauler undergoes a stringent inspection, using a checklist and build sheet to ensure premier quality results. Need something unique? Choose among our wide range of upgrade options for a versatile car hauler that meets your precise needs. Our experienced service department is able to help you with any repairs, maintenance, and replacement parts your Sun Country trailer may need. And because we stand by our industry-leading quality, each Sun Country trailer is backed by a 1-year warranty on both the structure and all non-wearable parts. Learn more online at suncountrytrailers.com or call us today at 866-887-2453.
Okay, mic check, 1, 2, testing, 1, 2, check. Perfect timing. The man, the myth, Ty, CTS Business Coaching. He's joining us now. And Ty, I've got, I can see that you've joined. I don't have your picture yet. I don't know if you can hear me. I can't hear you yet, but I know we're almost there. We're live, and this is exciting. I'm fired up. We're talking about the car hauler supply chain. Ty, can you hear me okay?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, there we go.
Sweet. There he is.
He's here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give a big round of applause for Ty at CTS Business Coaching. Listen, you know what, Ty? You got a lot of fans out there, man.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I do. And I love all of them, by the way.
I know you do, and you talk about them. I know.
Yeah, we do. We talk about specific people all the time. It's fun. So listening to you, I'm gonna jump in if you don't care.
Do it, man. Thank you.
Okay. Because I'm thinking, I'm listening to you, and like you talk about Ty a lot. And what's Ty? Where's Ty find cars? And Ty must be some kind of magic guru guy, right? I'm not. I learn something new every day, especially from the guys that we coach. And it might not necessarily be something that is maybe right, but I do learn stuff all the time. So I thought this would be fun. I'm going to give you the Ty Thompson coaching breakdown in like 3 minutes, okay? So what we've got car dealers, and I put them in 5 categories.
Right.
We got a new car store with a used car lot. What's that? That's a brand, right? That's Ford, Chevy, Dodge, Toyota, Honda, Audi, BMW. And if you pull into any one of those, you're going to look to the left or to the right of the building, and you're going to find out that there's used cars that don't really belong there, right? So number 1, we got the new car store with the used car lot. Next, we've got the used car lot. That's the mom and pop shops, right? They got 30, 50, maybe 100 cars on their lot, and they go to the auction and buy cars. Then we've got the buy here, pay here gang. Then we have the wholesaler gang. And then we have the rental car company gang. 5, new car store, used car lot. Used car lot, buy here, pay here, wholesaler, rental car company. Some people might say, Ty, there's plenty more and there's plenty less, or Ty, you're just crazy. I don't know. But these 5 definitely are out there and they definitely work, right? So then we skip to the auction. We talk about pretty much one thing at the auction. That's the auction sales rep. And then we identify auctions. So we've got Mannheim, the big boy, Odessa, big boy, independent auctions, and now we have online auctions, right? ACV, our friends, the disruptor gang. We like them. So we talk about at the auction, we talk about the one person, one of my favorite people is what I call the auction sales rep, right? So I like to do this game. We're going to do this game, Jay. I'm going to be the auction guy. I own the auction. And I need a customer sales rep, auction sales rep. And I'm going to pay you, I don't know, I'll pay you $2,000 a week and I'll give you $1 for every car you bring in and $1 for every buyer you bring in. You like that deal?
I think so, yeah.
It's good money. So if you like that job, I'm going to tell you you're hired. Now go get a bunch of cars and go get a bunch of buyers. Where are you going to go get cars and where are you going to go get buyers if you're an auction sales rep?
139,000 plus businesses nationwide.
There you go. Right? So even, Matt's in the live chat. Matt, you guys want cars, where do you go get them? You go to the car dealer, pretty much. And you guys are doing some amazing things. So as we look at this, the end game, in my opinion, is who's the ultimate customer here? The ultimate customer. It's the car dealer. It's the guy that's got the cars. Right?
139,000 plus businesses nationwide.
Right.
Do you believe that number?
So, that's huge.
I believe
so what
that.
I do is I do this. I say, okay, let's look at something real quick. You can Google it if you want. But how many cars were sold in 2018? New cars. How many new cars? Approximately 17 million.
Yeah.
That's quite a few.
I was going to say 10 plus million. I think you're right. And I think that
Okay.
number's dropping, by the way.
Well, yeah, it is. And we're going to talk about that in
Yeah.
a minute because of that article that Jeremy Alexandre wrote. That's an incredible article.
Man, that was awesome.
Didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
So we're talking about used cars. How many used cars in 2018?
Oh, man. I saw that number, too.
40 million.
Yeah.
Ish.
Thank you.
39, 40 million.
Right.
Okay.
Thank you.
So somebody told me a long time ago, they said, if you want to live with the classes, sell to the masses. So 17 million new, 40 million used. Now, here's what I know about hauling cars. This is, I think, somewhat true. If they sold 40 million, there's a pretty good chance that of that 40 million cars, it was probably transported at least twice.
Oh, I love it when you talk about this, too. Yes. Especially traditionally, right?
Traditionally.
Traditional.
Right. Now, the online auctions are kind of tweaking that out just a little bit, not too bad. So what I'm saying is those cars were probably purchased, the used cars, and now, don't get me wrong, they sold them on eBay, they sold them to their buddy. I get it.
Oh, yeah.
So-
POV. Yeah.
POV, that's fine.
Yeah.
Let's just cut it in half for fun. Let's just say that 40 million was, of that 40 million, 20 million were sold by car dealers. They're still moved at least twice because I know car dealers pick up a lot of cars at an auction. So somebody had to take it to the auction, one. Somebody had to take it back to the dealer, two. So if we cut the 40 million in half, make it 20 million, we're still back at 40 million, which is still more than the new car, right? That's what I'm thinking. So if we're looking at this,
I want to say this. All I could picture when you were saying that is us standing there watching that guy, car after car. He's shampooing the inside of every car. And before him, the guy was pulling out trash. Just car after car after car all around the country. It's mind-boggling.
It's crazy, right?
Every day.
Right, every day. So you're right, Jay. We do get the call, we do get the email every day. You got something to say?
No, it's mind-boggling. No, it's so many cars.
It's a lot of cars, right? And so we get the call every day. Hey, I got a truck and trailer. I need a dispatcher. I need a load board. And car hauling is a little different than, say, maybe normal freight, which I know nothing about, except through my friend Shaggy. Hey, Shaggy.
Hey, what's up, Shaggy?
Shaggy. He's Shaggy. If you guys want to talk freight, you go talk to Shaggy. That dude knows everything.
ShaggyExpress.com. Yes. It's insane.
Good guy.
Yeah.
But I know in car hauling, there's maybe, 3 to 5 load boards, if you want to even call them load boards.
Well, what you want to do is you want to go to YouTube and you want to type in top 5 car hauling load boards. Yeah, there's 5, there's 6, maybe 7, maybe 8. Give or take. And many people would say there's only one.
Right. And many people say that's my customer, that only one, that central dispatch one, right?
Right.
That's my customer. So
Yeah.
so here's what this actually happened today. This is cool. So I get a call. Hey, I got a truck and a trailer. I need a dispatcher. Jay dispatches, right, Jay? Don't you dispatch now?
Well, only in my nightmares. Okay, listen, I used to dispatch. There's a time and a place. But there are those things that we do that we know we can't do this forever or we're going to lose our mind.
Right.
For me,
okay, so,
that's why I wear the hat. Never forget where you came from.
Never forget where you came from. I hear you. So we get the call, I need a dispatcher. And I understand. So what we're trying to do now is we're not trying to be mean. We're just trying to be helpful.
No, we're keeping it real. This is car hauling.
Yeah, we get this call every day. So I've kind of changed my little thing here. So, 15, 20 minutes, give me a call and we'll just see where you're at maybe I can point you in the right direction. So what I do now is I say, look, your mind is a dangerous neighborhood. Don't go there alone. Right?
Amen to that.
Your mind is a dangerous neighborhood. Don't go there alone. Well, what do I mean? What am I talking about? Because I just want a dispatcher and a load board, right? So here's what happens. Your dispatcher is now in charge of making sure you make enough money to make your truck payment, your trailer payment, and your insurance, and make sure you got plenty of food on your table. You may or may not know your dispatcher. We do have a couple dispatchers that we do know that we trust and we recommend to a lot of people. One being Sue, Murphy Auto.
So it's Murphy Auto Transport, but it's Murphy Auto Dispatch Services.
Right. So I always say Murphy Auto Transport, but it is dispatch services. And Sue's amazing. She's done it for 15 years. She's good.
She's been on the show, and she knows her stuff, man. Sue is great.
And we send Sue a lot of guys that want dispatchers.
Absolutely.
And again, we're not here to say, hey, do not get a dispatcher.
Correct.
You're going to regret it.
Thank
right?
you.
That's not what
right.
we're here for.
Nope.
It can work.
It
can. The percentage of it working is not that great, but it can work. And Sue, if I'm wrong, just live chat.
And something that we all know this one. Don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Yeah. So, okay, why are we yapping about I need a dispatcher? And why are you saying your mind's a dangerous neighborhood, don't go there alone? Because here's what happens.
Honey, what's he talking about?
Yeah. You get in your truck after you spent, I don't know, half of a day or all of a day to go load up 3 cars because your dispatcher got you 3 cars. You get in the truck, you start driving down the road and you start thinking, I wonder if this was the best load. I wonder if there were 3 cars all sitting at one place that paid more than these 3 not sitting at one place, going to 4 different drop-offs, right? I got 3 cars, but I'm dropping them off at 4 places. I mean, that's what it feels like, I would imagine. I haven't done it, but probably.
That unfortunately, almost everything is one car picking up at one place, going to another place, and nothing really overlaps. If you can get overlap, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's a good day.
So, if the call, of course, is somebody told me I can make a lot of money. So, okay, and you and I have done this multiple times. We sit here and we talk about, all right, let's take $1, right? Let's take $1 and we'll give 5 cents of that to the dispatcher. Then we'll give 10 cents to the whoever and 20 cents to the whatever, right? We break it down and at the end.
Yeah. You got a nickel.
Un poquito.
Yeah, you got something.
Okay, so that's, again, fine. But we're just looking at the industry, the market. What do I call those 4? Remember the 4? The MICE? M-I-C-E?
Love it.
Right?
Market.
The market.
Industry.
The industry.
The competition.
The customer.
And the competition. Thank you.
Either way, they're both C's, right?
Yes.
So the market is, we're hauling cars. There's a lot of cars to haul. There's new cars, there's used cars, there's not cars that don't run, NOPs, there's POVs, there's relocation. I mean, there's cars everywhere. And the beautiful part of it is you can go make a good living doing enclosed. You can go make a good living doing POVs. I'm sure you can. I don't know those people, but I'm sure they're out there because there's a lot of cars in that market, right?
Yeah, especially if you can do enclosed, car collectors, whatnot.
Yeah. I mean, our buddy Paul, he's doing it.
That's what I was thinking of. Paul, man, Paul has a great business going. But
Yeah,
but you know why? Because he made a couple friends that are really in at a dealership.
Dealership. Okay, so back to
It always comes back to dealership. Yeah.
It always comes back to dealership. So here's how it goes. Okay, this is fun. Watch. I'm a car dealer. I go to an auction and I buy 20 cars. Who's the first call after I'm done? The office. We'll call her Susie. I call Susie and I tell Susie I just bought 20 cars. I need you to stroke a check to the auction right now for about 250 grand. Susie says, yes, sir. Goodbye. Who's the second call that I call? I call Ty, the transport guy, right? I call Susie. Susie's got to pay for the cars so Ty can get the gate passes, right? The third call, get this. The third call, there's a third call after you call Ty. You know who it is? It's your service department or your mechanic. You know why? Because car dealers have about 30 days to turn their inventory. So the goal is to get the cars bought, get them back to the store, run them through the shop, then run them through the detail department so they can get on the lot. Why? Because we got 30 days to get these things off of the lot. And there's this thing called interest. So what happens is as soon as Susie writes the check and the auction deposits the check, the interest clock starts. So when you get a car dealer who's like, where are my cars? Where are my cars? There's a reason he's saying, where are my cars? It's because he's paying anywhere between $25 to $50 a day per car, right? That adds up. It could be $100 to $300 a month for that little spot for that car on that parking lot. So, Ty, why are you talking about car dealers? I just want to haul cars. I want a dispatcher.
That is so funny, dude. But it is, and it's funny. You know why we're laughing? Because it really happens.
Oh, it really does happen.
There's a reason. And that's why we're doing this show. Like,
yeah.
Rather than just me and you talking in the vacuum of space, let's go live and tell the people.
Tell the people.
Right?
Okay. So the guy wants his cars and he wants them for a reason. The reason is now you want to really spin out of control. Let's talk about our buddy Jeremy that just wrote this amazing piece in Auto Mag or Auto News. What was it?
And by the way, Matthew Ritchie, yeah, he wrote it. I don't know what magazine it was, but Matthew Ritchie, I like this live chat. But the problem is, and I saw this earlier, problem is when you quote them, I think the dealer, they say, wow, that's high. And in fact, when you were talking, I was thinking, this is one of the things that car haulers run into. When they actually do talk to the dealer is a tough negotiator, which you've talked about before.
No, they love that.
Well, no,
think about it.
yeah,
okay, why? Why are they tough negotiators? Why? Why are they tough negotiators?
Because they're dealers.
Because everybody that walks on that lot beats them down as hard as they can.
Right.
True story, right?
Yeah, right.
Well, why would you expect that guy every person that comes on his lot to beat him down on his price would not try to beat you down on your price? I mean, why would you think that? It's part of what he does every day. So here's another one. Here's a good one. Walk into the store, any one, pick one.
This is it. This is the juice.
Yeah, this is good.
This is what people want to hear.
Walk into the store, anyone, anytime, any day today. Today's August 27th. And you say, hey, buddy, how many cars did you sell last year, August 27th, 2018? He'll tell you exactly how many cars he sold last year, 2018, right? There's a reason that I know this stuff, guys, is because I call it residual income. If that guy's been there for more than a year, more than 2 years, maybe 20 years, he knows one thing. He's going to sell cars today. That's why the guy wakes up, is to go sell cars. That's why the guy goes to bed, so I can get up in the morning and go sell more cars. I promise. These guys are real serious about selling cars. So if you think about it like this, if I go to the store and I like Cheerios, which I don't, but if I did go to the store to get some Cheerios and there's none on the shelf, I'm going to be upset. I'm going to go to the next store or go somewhere else. So car dealers need cars on their lot because that's how they sell cars.
And so
why do I keep talking about car dealers? Shut up.
Yeah. And so just I'm kind of like the guy on the runway with the neon flags. The pilot doesn't need this guy, but he's there nonetheless to help make sure, in case the pilot is not fully paying attention, hey, go this way. So with my wands, what I'm saying is, if you here it is, car haulers, man, I really wish I had those things with me right now. I'm saying this, car haulers, if you don't know how to talk to dealers, I'm over here. Ty is trying to tell you what to say. He's saying, speak their language.
Thank you, Jay. That's what I'm saying. So the next part of this puzzle is, well, Ty, I don't like to talk to car dealers. They're scary. And you can talk to them because you've done it forever and you're just cool, right? I can't talk to them.
Wow.
I just can't. I can't talk to car dealers.
Oh, we get it. We get it.
So we've got solutions, okay? Solutions. And this is for all my big fleet buddies out there that I know you're watching, right? And I know you're pissed because I'm helping these little guys get in the business. So here's to all my big fleet buddies. This is the way I ran it when I had my big fleet. If I got a little 3-car dude that wants to come in and try to run his own company, I just say, hey, why don't you come alongside me here and you can be my cleanup man? And it's fun because I always got cars that I'm leaving behind and I need you to help me clean them up. So you big fleet guys that maybe you don't like what I'm talking about, give me your name and number and I'll start sending them to you. And you can help protect them because they need some protection and they need work. So if they don't want to know about the customer and they don't want to talk to the customer, they're either going to be on a load board with a dispatcher or maybe out of business. I don't know. Shaggy, what's the stat for new authorities out of business? 85% in less than a year. Is that it?
Man, I think it's in the 90s, actually. It's really high.
Shaggy just did a post the other day. I read it. I think it's something 85% are gone in less than a year. Know who your customer is, know who your market is, know your industry, know who your competition is. You got to know these things. So who do we talk to? How do we talk to him? Is Benny on here yet?
So Benny, I think Benny is here. Hey, Benny, can you hear us okay?
I can hear you.
All right. Hey, Benny, we can't see you. Will you hit that button with the video, the camera button, the video? Ty's looking into his camera. Like a man dusting his binoculars. Does anybody do that anymore? Yeah, Benny. So Benny, we can hear you. We can't see you yet, but Benny is joining us. Benny works in automotive marketing solutions. What's up, Benny? Look at that.
Look at that.
ACV koozie.
You told me it was a family show and I could have a beer, so I thought I would. I don't want to make it weird or anything.
Dude, cheers, man. Hey, it's Tuesday.
Absolutely, brother.
It's Tuesday night. We're happy to have
Taco Tuesday.
We got the gang. That's right. It's Taco Tuesday. I know. You know what? In 100 shows, I haven't worked in a taco. Can you believe that?
Hey, it's the first day of the rest of your life, man. You never know.
Right on, man. You know what?
Okay.
All right, cool. So, all right, Benny, will you please introduce yourself and tell us, more a bit about what you do?
Wait.
Oh.
Before Benny talk, I got to tell how we got Benny here.
Oh yeah, please. Okay. Yeah, please do. It's your show.
So this is where Ty's talking about car dealers. So I'm on LinkedIn all the time, and I'm always hooked up with all the guys that do anything with cars. And I'm always reading articles about anything to do with cars. And I'm watching Benny. I've been following him, stalking him, right? Creeper. I'm watching his stuff, and I'm like, this guy's sharp. I like Benny. So I reach out to Benny, okay, through LinkedIn, social media. Hey, I like your videos. You're cool. Call me. Benny calls me and I say, hey, Benny, you want to come on the show? You know a lot more about car dealerships than I do, don't you? Yeah. Now guess who we have? Hey, Benny. Okay, now you take over, Benny. What do you do?
What's up, man? So I am a managing partner of Marketing Solutions STL. So we specialize in automotive digital marketing, basically, increasing profit margins, moving units, trying to, increase the customer experience, which everybody wants to do, is making it easier for your customer to do business with you. And that is what I do. So Specialized in Automotive started long time ago in direct mail, working for a vehicle service contract company, went to the Yellow Pages, went to an NBC broadcast affiliate, and continue to learn and represent different franchise dealerships across the United States and handle their digital marketing, their video marketing, and their personal brand and how they want to be represented. And now I'm here.
Awesome. Okay, so digital marketing. Is that what
Yes.
I mean? Okay. There's got to be a reason that you're in digital marketing with car dealers. What exactly? Explain to us, what is digital marketing?
Digital marketing is a form of communication that does not include traditional media such as broadcast television, radio, or print. So digital includes your search engine marketing, your SEO, it includes YouTube, all of your social media platforms, all of your Google display ad networks, all of these other type of digital media that you don't have a physical, tangible piece of media that you can hold, smell, taste, look at, feel. So the hopes and the dreams of the world, if you will.
Oh, Jay, while we got it here, can we show them the funny El Patron spoof?
Let's see. Do you know where that is? And by the way, do people?
It's not on my YouTube channel. It's on LinkedIn.
Oh, it's on
and
LinkedIn.
It's on Facebook, and it's on Instagram. It's not on my YouTube channel. If you do want to see a funny video, there is one on my YouTube channel that you can access that is fairly hilarious that I did for one of my General Motors Chevrolet dealerships. And that's one of the keys that we do is we specialize in education through entertainment. There's really only two ways you can really go to market. You either educate or entertain. And I like to make people laugh. And it works. So that's what we do.
It's actually a great way to train.
Awesome.
Yeah,
having fun. We're all having fun. If you're not having fun, you might want to go do something else, right?
True.
Okay. So people, and when I say people, I'm specifically talking about dealerships. And I'm probably thinking that you're messing around with big dealerships. Is that right?
It'd be fair to say. I mean, moving about 200 units a month per store.
Whoa. Okay. So if I'm a big dealer and I want digital marketing, I call you and I pay you money to come to me and help me with my digital marketing.
That is true. So the way that I work is I'm more of the old school traditional agency type of business model. So I don't do a $5,000 or $10,000 a month retainer, and then you have ad spend on top of that. What I do is I take a small percentage of your overall ad spend, develop your strategy for you, make sure that everything's executed and implemented correctly to meet the overall business goals that you have for your store, automotive group, or multiple rooftops.
Okay. So basically you have to, for you to make money, to eat food, you have to talk to a car dealer. Is that correct?
Absolutely.
Okay. So you're okay with talking to these guys?
Yeah. I mean, that's how it goes. In the beginning, people are intimidated in the beginning because, the automotive business, everybody's a bunch of dicks, right? But they're really not. I mean, we're straightforward, assertive individuals that prefer to kind of cut to the chase, if you will, the WIFM approach, the WIFFM, what's in it for me? That's kind of, what I specialize in.
Yeah, you're short, you're quick, you're to the point. And that's what I like about especially used car guys on the used car side is they, it's funny hanging out with Jay. A lot of times I'm like, oh man, Jay, just get to the point, drop it, let's go. These guys don't play around. They don't need details. They'll be there at 8. Bye.
Right.
Right? Is that true?
Absolutely, man. I mean, and there's one thing about the car business that you always have to remember. It's do what you say and say what you mean. If you do that, you'll be respected and successful.
Yeah, yeah. So the point, guys, the reason I've got Benny on the show is because I want you to see Benny's a real dude that really has a real business that requires Benny to go interact, talk to real people that happen to be car dealers. And Benny makes a living off of car dealers, helping them to sell cars. Is that true, Benny?
That is absolutely true.
So at the end of the day, you're very valuable because you can help the dealer sell more cars.
That's true, and I pride myself on it because I started off as a product peddler, and then I graduated to a vendor, and then I graduated to a partner, and then I graduated to a respected business partner. So you kind of have to move up your ranks, with the automotive dealers when it comes to respect.
True, very true. And you used an interesting word called vendor. So car carriers may or may not know this, but you guys as car carriers, car haulers, are vendors, correct?
Vendors.
Yes.
Okay. And as our job is to help you sell more cars.
Absolutely.
What did he just say? Did Ty just say I'm a transport guy and I'm supposed to help you sell more cars? Yeah, I did, because I got all kinds of cool ideas, and I'll give a couple to you, Benny, on the show for free. So everybody, all these car sales guys are running around. I talk to a lot of guys that own stores, principals. Principal is the guy that owns the store, correct, Benny?
Yes, and he never retires. That's a rule.
That's the rule, okay? So we're talking terminology and we're talking dealership stuff. So one of the things I talk to these guys, I'm like, hey, if I wanted to come and sell cars for you, how much would you pay me? You know what the answer is today? Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Straight commission. You want to know what one of the top 5 interview questions is? How many Facebook followers do you have?
Right, absolutely.
Right?
That's
okay.
true.
So this is true stuff, guys. I'm a car transport guy, and I'm talking to a car guy that makes a living off selling cars for dealers. Okay, their big dealerships are paying him big money to come in and help him sell cars. And you got me and Jay sitting here talking dealer smack, right? Why are we talking dealer smack? Because that is our customer. And our customer spends stupid money to get cars into other people's hands, sell cars.
And
You're
not,
absolutely right.
not
And
just your customer, but part of your supply chain.
absolutely. And the thing that really struck me was we all have the same audience, the same customer. At the end of the day, it's the decision maker at the dealership.
There you go. There you go.
That was like David Copperfield. It was magic.
Yeah, that was. Woo!
I got goosebumps. Okay, so what I'm trying to do here, Jay, do we want to bring Phil on? What time are we at? I can't see.
I'm at 9:15, so whatever makes sense. Yeah, roll with it. So you want to do that? Do you want to?
Yeah, let's go ahead and bring Phil in because this will be good. This is going fast.
Okay,
Benny,
yeah,
you're doing
I know.
great.
Well, it is going. No, it is going. You are doing great, and it is going fast. And there's so many good nuggets. Listen, I don't have a notepad with me. Somebody's got my notepad, but listen, if you've got a notepad at home, right? You better be on the back side already. Right.
So one of my little tricks that I encourage people to do, Benny, is since these sales guys are always running around wanting to do Facebook Live. Hey, look at the new car coming in. So I tell my car carrier guys that I'm trying to coach, I'm like, here's a great idea. Watch what happens when you do this. Whip in there with your truck and trailer, make sure it's clean. Get a hold of the first sales guy that walks up and says, can I help you? Yeah, you can help me. I'm going to put 3, 4, 6, 9 cars on here, and I want you to go live. And when you go live, I want you to say, look, live, blowout, extravaganza, truckload event sale.
Right? Sunday.
Yeah. No, camels and dude. Okay.
Grave digger versus Bigfoot.
Yeah, dude, exactly. Monster Jam.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, I love. It's still going through my head. You mentioned what a principle was. I love it.
Yes.
Give me some more of these nuggets. What's another nugget that a car hauler wouldn't know about a dealership that might help in his mind? Like let's say you go to Vegas, right? And there's a pit boss. But if you've never heard that before, you're like, what's a pit boss? Where's the pit boss standing? What's the pit boss doing? What else we got here?
I would say that a lot of people really don't know that the person not on the show right now has a very emotional Maltese.
Emotional Maltese.
No, what I would really want people to know is everybody goes after the principal, the GM, different things like that. There's a lot of people that are in the, in the chain and in the rankings of the dealership or the automotive group that have more impact than people think. One of the ways that I actually was able to get in with the largest automotive group that, I have a partnership is because the general sales manager mentioned my name during a Saturday morning sales meeting. Other people heard about it. They were like, okay, well, let me kind of look into this guy and, see what's going on. So it's very key to support the people that are in supporting roles. And not that a GSM isn't, the shot caller or whatever you may call it,
right?
But there's probably a GM above that individual. And then above the GM, maybe the principal or, maybe a co-owner or whatever the case may be. So
right, shot caller.
You want to make sure that, you support these individuals. You make them look good. They're not a stepping stone. They're not a gatekeeper for you. They're obviously your connection that has the ability to make or break your entry point into the business relationship that you're trying to make. So, whenever you go in guns a-blazing and you're like, well, you're just a stepping stone for me. You're an obstacle. I need to talk to the principal. Well, the principal probably is there from, 8 to 11, Monday through Thursday. And that's pretty much it. So help other people out and they'll help you.
Yeah, no, that's good. Hey, welcome to the show, Phil. Can you see us and hear us okay?
I hear you. Can you hear me?
We do hear you.
Awesome.
All right, cool. So, hey, please introduce yourself, Phil.
Hey, I'm Phil. I own High Arc Transport. I'm also a sales manager at a Cadillac, Buick, GMC, Chevy dealer. So.
And we got a little bit of audio on your your mic was kind of popping there. I'm not sure what it was. So take a look at that for us. You were while he's doing that. Hey, Benny, you're talking about do you have some more nuggets like that? Because this is really interesting stuff.
Yeah. So Philip's on the call, right? So at the end of the day, what it matters is your SFE numbers, your IMR numbers, making sure you max out all your incentives for your salespeople, for your stores, for all these other types of things, right? Well, the people that are really the most responsible for that are going to be your frontline sales managers, that are going to be your frontline salespeople, that are going to be your general sales managers, things like that. They're not over parts, service, fixed ops, all these things. They're over one thing. It's sales and sales only. So it's very important that you have a trusted relationship with these individuals, because if your excuse is they're in transit, you're the devil because you're costing them money.
Right. Well, and so how do you get? That's where we're at. How do you?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Is that better?
Yeah, we can hear you better. Yeah, that microphone was kind of popping. So.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
All right. Cool. So, that's the thing is Benny, is that a lot of guys feel like that they're obviously they're part of the logistics of helping the inventory get to the dealership, get to the auction, etc. But when they go ahead and try to talk to somebody, they feel like they're part of the problem. How do you get around this? How do you get your head in the game to get around this problem?
So think about a couple of different things. It's about the relatability. And what somebody told me back in the day was, if you're not relevant, you're dead. Actually, relevancy is worse than dead. So being able to relate to people and do things with individuals and making them look good, feel good, and have a better opportunity and situation because of the value you provided is going to take you leaps and bounds further than you've ever wanted to be. And if you're a transport guy, if you're a hauler guy and you come in and you take all my cars off of your truck and you have grease everywhere and the shit everywhere, and then I got to take 15 porters to come in and clean up the mess that you did, you're probably not going to be on my Christmas card list next year. I'm just saying. So, let's make life easier for people. Let's make sure that it's easy for people to do business with you. The communication's open and that you have a good response time, which I would say is within 24 hours.
And you know what's really interesting too? You made me think of, this is kind of cool. So years ago, before I made this channel, there was a guy, and he was making videos and something like auto transporter something. And anyways, in the beginning, like above everything else, instead of, he didn't say, get, this is your truck, this is your trailer, this is your CDL. He said, find something good to wear. And I kind of had the same reaction, Benny. I was like, wow, that's the number one thing. But as a matter of fact, you do hear this come up. If you're about to walk up to somebody, okay, what's the best you can, make this be? I know. I mean, you're busy. It's Florida, right? It's so humid. You got crickets sticking to your head, But
Yes.
But maybe wipe a couple crickets off before you go in.
Absolutely, and it's just like anything else that you would do. And when we're all younger, we all, I'll just use the analogy of the dating game because that's pretty popular. People can relate to it. So you walk up to a gal and you have dirt and oil and shit underneath your fingernails. You smell like yesterday. Your shirt, is dirty and your hair's messed up and your breath smells like cat box. And all of a sudden you're like, hey. I'm definitely not, the George Clooney of the world, or anything like that.
What?
However, I can tell you right now that your chances of being successful with your end user have been slightly reduced by your approach.
Effin Wright just went ahead and said it. He said, keep a full set of clothes in your truck and deodorant.
Right. Damn right.
And it is interesting. You know what? I have a feeling we're talking with George Clooney right now. I think George Clooney just joined the live chat.
Yeah.
It's a possibility.
So, really interesting. All right, so I know we got some dogs in the background, but Phil, go ahead, add something to us for us. Throw some kindling on the fire.
Sorry, guys. I'm that dreaded car dealer. Nobody wants to talk to.
The scary guy.
Yeah, the
Scary,
right.
super scary.
Name with
So where
a face.
are you at,
Yeah.
Phil?
What's that?
Where are you at?
I'm in North Carolina, Hickory, North Carolina.
Okay, and where do you work?
I'm with Everett, Chevrolet, GMC, Cadillac, and Buick.
Okay. How many cars do you guys sell a month, average?
We sell about 240, 250 a month.
Pretty good. Have you ever met Benny?
I've never met Benny. I've met guys just like Benny, though.
No, we like Benny, okay?
Yeah, we like Benny. Benny sells us cars.
Yeah, we do like Benny. So anyway, you're what do you do there again? I forgot.
Sales manager.
Sales manager. Now that's a big job, isn't it? What does that entail?
Well, I'm over about 30 other guys. Everything they do, selling cars, detailing cars, clean up, getting the cars to the dealership, the whole process.
So are you under some pressure?
Just a little bit.
And what kind of pressure are you under?
Well, we have to turn cars because I think our holding cost is about $38 a day per car, and we have about 1,000 cars in stock.
Ooh. Has anybody got the
23
calculator?
lots. Yeah, we have 3 locations.
Get the
3
calculator.
locations. $38 a day? Is that
A
what I
day,
heard?
yeah. Yeah, $38 a day.
Times 1,000 cars?
That's right. Heads up.
So you guys need cars and you want them fast because you got to get rid of them in 30 days. Is that what I heard?
Yeah, we're on a 60-day time, but 30 days is the. Hang on one moment for me.
Okay,
all
we'll
right.
go back to Benny.
Okay, yeah.
So think about that for a second. So if he's sitting at $38 a car a day at 1,000 cars a day, I'm not good with math, but that could be $38,000. Rough. I'm just saying, okay?
Yeah.
So if he's on a 60-day term. For people that don't know what that means is you turn your entire inventory every 60 days, okay? So if you take 12 months in a year and you divide that out every 60 days, so that's every 2 months. That's how often you have to turn your entire inventory or sell all of those vehicles, try to turn a profit and everything else. This man has more pressure on him than a pressure cooker, Okay, so that's what I want people to know is have a little respect for the people that you're approaching and understand that that dog in the background right now is the least of his worries. I promise you that.
Yes.
Respect that man.
Amen.
Give that man
Amen.
some credit.
Amen.
That's awesome, man.
That's
Oh
right.
my God.
That's right. So
This phone's
here's
blowing up right now, waiting for the nightly text to find out what did we sell, what did we do. I know it is.
Yeah, every night.
every
Yeah.
night. You work until what, 8, 9 o'clock every night, and it's about 6 days a week, right?
6 days a week, 8 to 9. Yeah, with our group.
So here's what I'm telling you guys. Whenever we start breaking down the 5K, hey, by the way, while I got you guys, do my five categories make sense? The new car, used car, buy here, pay here, wholesaler, rental car company. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Perfect.
So one of the things that talking to Phil about is the pressure. So the car guys that I coach all the time, like when you walk up to this guy, and this is what Benny's saying, right? When you walk up to a guy like Phil, it's not that he's a dick, and it's not that he hates you. It's that there's a lot of things nipping at him. And I mean, not nipping, they're biting, right? Right? Okay, so how many guys are there that do what you do, Phil?
We have 4 of us.
4.
4 of the,
Wow.
yeah, 4 managers that run.
Okay, Benny, is that common?
I don't think so. I think that they might be a little bit top heavy, but I'm not an organizational psychologist by any means. However, I feel that might be slightly excessive when it comes to, your staffing, if you will, or delegation, in regards to direct reports.
Okay. Well, that's good to know because I didn't know that. But I do know that Phil here's got some pretty big obligations to meet on a regular basis, right?
I tell you what, if he's got one store and he's selling 240 units a month, he can do whatever the hell he wants. You got to be proud of that. Great job, Phil, for real.
Thank
Those
you,
are
thank
damn
you.
good numbers, brother. Damn good.
That's good. It is awesome. So what I try to educate the car hauler community on is exactly what Benny's saying, which is, hey, appearance is everything. You walk in, you got to know what you're talking about. It's helpful to know, right? So one of the little tricks that I always show the guys is I say, if you go into the new car store and you ask for the used car manager, you may end up talking to a guy like Phil, right? So if Phil's busy and he's got a lot of people nipping at him, so you say, hey, Phil, I got a couple questions for you, just real quick. Who transports your cars? Guess what? Phil doesn't know. Did you know that? Phil has an inventory manager. Tell us what that is.
Oh yeah, that's all she does is she deals with transportation and getting the cars through recon and detail.
Right. So sometimes when you walk up to a guy like Phil, who's in a hurry, got a lot of pressure, really trying to do a good job and love life, he really doesn't know. So you might ask Phil, do you have a buyer? Do you have an inventory manager? How do you get cars, right? I want to know who buys cars here. That's the person I want to talk to. Is that fair?
Yes.
Okay, and you got a guy who buys cars that you don't ever talk to him, right?
That's right. Never see him.
Never seen. So if I go into this mega store and I ask to talk to the used car manager because that's what Ty told me to do. And he goes and talks to this guy. He doesn't know nothing. So now Ty looks like he's stupid, right? Well, not really, because I said, watch out, there's probably an inventory manager. Right, Benny, you've seen those?
Absolutely, man. All across the board.
So we got to go find that guy. Well, we just got done talking to Phil, so it's really cool. Hey, Phil, can you just point me in that direction? I know you're busy. Yeah, go over there. His name's Rob. Is that his name?
Rob, yep, that's correct.
Wow, that's weird. How did I know that?
Spooky.
So anyway, go talk to Rob, and Rob's busy doing nothing. He's got the best job, doesn't he?
Gravy.
Yeah.
Look, Hotshot Dave's got it. You got a new car manager, used car manager, GM, GSM, all manager, most stores. I mean, boom, right?
That's right.
Know the hierarchy. Just go in with your like the defense coordinator. You go in with your chart. You hold it across so no one can see your lip reading, and you're like, okay, blue 42, 40, right? You go in and do this thing. Okay, by the way, since Omaha, that's it, man. Oh man, you can move a car just doing that. Hey, I want to ask this. This is a great question. If anybody can answer, what are the pet peeves of the dealer as far as the carrier? What's a pet peeve?
The biggest thing in our lot is we have a big sign that says where car haulers need to go. And then guys still pull their whole trailer in the lot and try to go through the rows of cars, which creates chaos and damage. I mean, at the end of the day, that's a no-no. That pisses everybody off when they do that.
Right. I probably wouldn't take in the business card after that, huh?
Yeah,
No,
probably wouldn't.
Probably not.
or when somebody shows up, after hours, and then they get an attitude with the man. There's one or two managers left, and get an attitude with them and cuss at them for no reason. It's crazy, but it happens, and it happens all the time.
But I really want your business.
Here's my business.
But I want your business. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. Well, it's a tough. And here's the thing: it's a tough business. The days can get tough. We can all, have a moment. But obviously, maybe that's probably not going to help.
Well, everybody's working long hours. That's what everybody has to understand. Just be respectful to one another, and we're all a team in the end. We're all at the same. We all want to sell cars and move cars. That's what it's all about.
Maybe how the football team has, they hit the before they go out on the field, they slap the arches and thank you number 44.
Oh,
yeah. Do that on the hood of the car, right on the hood of your truck. Before you step out of your 5500, thank you Jesus, and I'm gonna go get them, right? Okay.
And guys have to understand that people like Philip. Just a moment ago, somebody said, you're working till 7, 8, 9 o'clock at night. No, that's bullshit. So here's what Philip does. Philip works until the last customer leaves. Philip works until the last deal is done. Like right now, people think, oh, it's the last week of the month. I can't call on dealers. Guess what? This is the best time to call on them. I promise you that. Because they're like, okay, well, I'm sitting here counting deals. I'm sitting here making sure everything's good, this and that. But respect the individual and what they're doing. At the end of the day, we're all doing the same things. The transport guy, the driver, the individual that's bringing our metal to us is working the same hours that Phil is working as well. It's not a perfect situation for anybody, but the key is to make sure that it's easy to do business with you and you make me want to do business with you. That's what it is.
Yeah, and so one of the things that I tell guys, and technology's really come a long way in the car hauling business. I used to use paper for everything. Now we got apps for everything, and that's great and it's cool. But one thing I think is still true, and you guys can try to prove me right or wrong. I think if the car dealer, let's say Phil, we'll use Phil. Phil, let's just for fun say you buy cars. Isn't it nice to be able to pick up the phone and call your transport guy and say, I got cars to pick up?
That'd be the easiest part, especially if you could get them to me in the next day or two.
Yeah.
Speed is the key of the game.
Yeah. So the more carriers that Phil, in your little phone, your Rolodex, whatever you got, you call that guy, hey, can you get this for me today right now? No. And one of the things that car dealers have always told me for 20 years, Ty, just tell me you can or you cannot. Nothing in the middle. Just if you can, get it. If you can't, let me know. I'll go to the next guy. And it took me several years to figure this out. That's all. And they will. The thing is, I test dealers all the time. I always test them. So if you tell me that's what you're going to do, I'll intentionally tell you I can't get it because I want to see what you do next week. Will you really call me next week? They will. I promise. As long as you tell them the truth, it's amazing. Like I've crushed cars, man. I mean, crushed just, whoops. Hey, buddy, I just smashed your car. Oh, hey, don't worry about it, Ty. We'll figure it out when you get here. What? Yeah. That's all. They just want to know what's going on, right? True?
That's it.
Absolutely.
It's weird. So it's a relationship, guys. That's all we're talking about. It's a relationship. If you can't make a relationship with somebody, we'll put you in touch with the dispatcher. We'll put you in touch with the load board, and we'll maybe try to find some big fleet boys that you can follow around. Is that cool?
And one thing, Ty, real quick, is you have to have a differentiator. You have to have a competitive edge. You have to offer something that somebody else doesn't offer. Now, Phil just said, if you can get it here quick, efficiency. Cost savings, make Phil's life easier. You don't have to put a dress on and put some lipstick on and do all kinds of funny stuff. And we're not asking you to show up in your Sunday's best or nothing along those lines. You might even have a little beer on your breath with an extra breath mint in. I don't care. All I care about is how can we make Phil's life easier? And if you have that mentality, I promise you, your career is going to go very, very, very far. And Phil probably knows 800 or 900 different people in the car business, and he talks a lot. So when your reputation exceeds yourself and he's like, hey, old Ty, he made my life easier. I heard you bitching about Manheim. Give him a call. I'm just saying.
Everybody knows everybody.
Yeah, that's what I teach these guys, or I try to teach them. I'm like, man, I'm telling you, if you understand that this guy wants it now, and this guy says fast, he's saying fast for a reason. It's money, right? I mean, okay, Phil, this is a good one. You may not know this one, but what's your electric bill over there every month?
I'm not sure about that one.
Probably close to about 20 grand is my guess, right?
At least.
Benny? Look at Benny.
Right.
That's 20 grand. And then we got what, 38,000 a day in interest? Is that close, or a month, or whatever it was?
Yeah, between the 3 cars, yeah. 3 stores.
Wow.
Whoa.
So I mean, it's like what Benny's saying. I try to encourage guys, be a joint partner. Okay? It's real simple. The guy wants his cars, and he wants you to be somewhat professional. Somewhat. He's not even demanding professionalism. He's saying kind, and that's what Benny's saying, right? And then if we understand that these guys want their cars, and we get them to them.
Hey, got a question. Carlos asks a regional specific question for you, Phil. Do you buy from Manheim, Statesville? I'm just going to go ahead. Yeah, I'll say yes. Everybody.
We do some, not a lot, but we do.
Not a lot. Okay, but yeah, that's a popular option.
Well,
yeah, it's 30 minutes down the road.
Yeah.
Yeah, good segue, because here's something else we got to know. Where do you guys buy cars? I call this the shotgun approach.
Greensboro Auto Auction, right? That's another one.
Greensboro.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Odessa.
And as a dispatcher, I know those auto auctions, and that's how this community moves around in the supply chain. Ty, I interrupted you, and I'm sorry.
Oh, no, you're good.
Okay.
I was just saying that dealers have different methods where they buy cars, right? I was talking to a guy in Washington State the other day, and I'm asking him, man, I don't remember what we were talking about, some car guy. And he's like, no, we buy all of our cars in Pennsylvania. Why? Well, because we can't find the car we want in Washington or California, which still blows my mind, but they're buying cars in Pennsylvania.
Right.
I'm waiting for them to get home. I'm paying more in transport.
Wow.
So my brain thinks, man, there's got to be somewhere closer. I mean, it's not a coincidence, I don't think, that there's a Manheim and an Odessa about every 200 miles. Right?
That's right.
I mean, do they not have those cars? Anyway, whatever the case may be, my point would be is get to know your dealer. Where do they buy cars? Do they do the shop?
All over. We'll buy some from Nevada, and we'll buy from Pennsylvania, from Orlando, and I mean everywhere, wherever the best deal is. And a lot of times the shipping cost is still cheaper than buying local. It depends on the market.
Yeah.
Depends on the car.
Someday I'd like to come in and sit down and do some kind of an analysis of that, because it really does intrigue me, and it's like I really am curious. How, if you buy the car for $5 grand less, maybe, and then you got $38 a day, maybe, and it takes 800 to get it home, maybe. How many days does it take to get it home? What does that really break down? I mean, one of these I got that OCD problem.
Yeah, man.
But, I would be curious, because to me, the name of the game is speed, especially if you guys go to a 30-day turn. Okay, guys, remember what turn is? Turn your inventory, Benny?
Turn and burn. No more churn.
Right.
Most of the time, from the time you buy it to the time it hits the lot, it's 2 weeks. I mean,
wow.
30-day turn would be extremely difficult there.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah. So I've got dealers I've done business with. From the time they buy the car, they want that thing on the lot in 5 days or less. Is that about right, Benny?
Yeah, I mean, if you're turning your inventory 6 to 8 times a year, in my opinion, you're a stellar, unbelievable organization.
what car dealers would pay to get Amazon one-day Prime shipping.
Yes.
Quote.
Or 2-day.
Right.
Or 2-day. 3-day, 4-day.
So I want to go back to Benny for a minute. Benny, you're like, there's this other guy I follow on LinkedIn. Tom, go ahead, Jay.
Okay, question. Great question. Because this is what it comes down to. Why do dealers want their cars overnight but want to be cheap about it? Now, this goes back to, here's the thing. This question hints at, that gets into the negotiation and being beat up all day, as we were talking about earlier. It's not that they want to be cheap about it, but they're used to negotiating all day, and it's part of the. Now I know this. I want to say this because I'm the monkey in the middle. All right, I've been a dispatcher on behalf of a car hauler talking to a dealer, and he says this: "Well, we move them all day at that price." And I'm like, well, not today. And I try to give some reasons, and it ends up being a no, and that's why he's saying this. So
but here's the thing. The question, where's it coming from? Because, see, this is where I really, this bothers me.
Yeah.
So is this question coming from, well, why are the dealers so cheap on the central dispatch?
Ah, ha-ha.
Every time I bring up Rocky Marciano.
Yeah.
I mean, that's it. It's because of that stupid compare button.
Well, I mean, okay, so again, back to central dispatch. Okay, dealers, I'm sorry, guys, but you don't have to be that smart to be a dealer and put a car on central dispatch and figure out how much you're going to pay.
No.
Am I right or wrong?
And the crazy thing was we were delivering a vehicle to Manhattan, downtown Manhattan, and put it on there for $600, and somebody took that for $700, taking it into the city. That's insanity. But that's central dispatch.
Yeah.
Right. So whenever people want to pick on a dealer and say the dealer, he wants it right now, but he doesn't want to pay you anything, time out. I know dealers, man. They'll pay to get their stuff home. I promise, right?
Yeah, I mean, but just like anything else, people afford what they want to afford. That's all there is to it. I'm a TJ Maxx and a Marshall shopper. I got this polo on right here because it was $19.99 because I don't care, okay? I really don't. But at the end of the day, if I find value in it, I just bought my girlfriend a $7,000 custom golf cart. What? Because I thought there was value in that while I'm wearing my $19 last degenerate polo, okay? So build value in the relationship, and if you have value in what you're doing, people will pay for it. It's like the tire business. It's a commodity business because that's what the owners of all these tire shops and things do is they let price dictate the game, and it's a commodity business. Well, if you stand firm, yes, it's rough. I promise you that. You might go home empty-handed a time or two. However, if you provide real value, you create a want and a need for your product or service, people will pay what they want to pay.
You know what? I teach guys, I say, I want you to be a drug dealer. And your drug is this highly addictive service, okay? So I've done this a lot, and I tell guys, take that car or that dealer, we're dealing direct. Take it at at the bad price, right? The terrible rate. Go ahead and take it. And I'll do it for 2 or 3 weeks in a row, and that dude doesn't know it, but he just got frogged in the frying pan. He's addicted. So I'll pull the cord on him. Hey, buddy, I'm too busy this week. Sorry. Watch what happens.
Right.
If you're providing an incredible service and you're getting the cars there, here's a tip of the day. Watch this. This is cool. Take a picture or a video of you and your truck getting ready to leave the auction. Send it to whoever is getting it. Who does that?
Oh,
I mean, it's an extra step. We're all taking pictures anyway,
Amazon. Right? Dude. I'll tell you what. You know what's amazing? I keep hearing over and over, no matter what we're talking about, you know what name pops up? Uber. And it's same thing with Amazon. If it has to do with logistics, Amazon. Man, all day long while you're driving, Uber and Amazon, Uber and Amazon. How can it be more like Uber? How can it be more like Amazon? And the light bulb, and then you're taking pictures, and get them addicted. Dude, I love it.
Yeah. So again, I mean, I guess the thing is I'm thankful that we had you guys on the show because I want people to know that car dealers are real people. People make a lot of money. Is that Benny down there?
Well, it's different on different screens, but he's with us.
People make money helping car dealers do one thing: sell cars. That's what they wake up to do. That's what they go to bed thinking about, right, Phil?
That's right.
Kendall Enterprises is driving through North Carolina right now, listening to the show. Don't you love it? I'm going to take a moment. Isn't this cool? Here we are. We're in this live panel together. And there are folks around the country, different spots, listening. Moozy just super chatted us. We are using technology to connect, to share information. It's 2019. So in what way can you use technology and new methods to improve your business? Is it just the words being said here? Or are there other tools in your toolbox, in your Batman belt that you can use to improve your business? And I see it in the live chat. I'm excited because I see people getting excited.
Oh crap! Did we leave Bill out?
I was just thinking about him. He's going to join us here real soon.
What time is it?
Because I guarantee Bill's like, man, I got a million things to say, Jay. But actually, that's a neat. We kind of got him fired up. I'll tell you what. Let's do this. We're just gonna add him to this. We're gonna break the mold because that's how we do it. We are going to. I'm gonna add Bill. I've got. Did we already do the Sun Country ad? I think we did. Yeah, I ran the Sun Country ad. All right, so check it out. Since I paid my bills. Here, let's go ahead and add Bill. So while I'm doing that, I think
Well, while you're doing that, I got to tell you why I thought of Bill, because of what Benny said, or what somebody said. Here's the crazy thing, man. You can build a business with a load board. You never hear me say that, but I'm going to go ahead and say it. You can. But it's still relationship. It's still figuring things out. So when we get Bill on, watch this. This will blow your mind, man. I mean, this blows my mind. This guy's crazy, right? What he's doing is unreal. And, I did coach the guy, but anything I told him really didn't work out. He's doing something completely different, and it worked.
Well, that's the hard part, man. You got a tough job coaching because not everything. It's kind of like the teacher, right? The teacher does teach you. It may be a decade later, and you're like, wow, I really appreciate that teacher. At the meantime, I was throwing paper airplanes and being But the thing is, man, you're still teaching. Some of the message is getting through.
Y'all ever watch Duck Dynasty?
Occasionally.
Once or twice.
Occasionally.
So the old man Phil said, Willie took this business way further than I would have ever taken it.
Oh, that's awesome.
Go.
That's awesome.
What's up?
Hey, what's up? Okay, gotta move. Here we go. Okay, so Bill is with us, ladies and gentlemen. Bill, can you hear us?
I can. Can you hear me?
All right, we can. Can you guys hear him?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, Bill.
Yeah.
I'm going to kind of take over again real quick.
Yeah.
Where are you at again?
I am in Ohio.
Ohio. Okay. And what are you doing?
I haul cars.
What are you hauling cars with? What kind of equipment do you got?
I got a Dodge Dually and a 2-car trailer.
Dodge Dually and a 2-car trailer, right? And we've talked
Yes,
before.
sir.
We've actually coached, right?
I'm sorry, what's that?
You and I, we've talked before, haven't we?
We have.
Okay. So what are you doing right now? Tell us, not right now, what are you doing? But as far as your business and hauling cars, what are you doing?
I am doing a lot of ACV cars. I'm doing a lot of dealer cars. And I'm doing it all within, 125 miles and making good money every single day.
So you're actually using ACV, you're making money, you're getting paid, and you're also hanging out with car guys.
I am. I love talking to car dealers.
Okay. So you're building relationships.
Yes, sir.
You're staying like in a real small radius, aren't you?
I am, and the sad part is I'm doing it basically part time right now because I'm still working for another company, dispatching trucks, brokering freight, and going out doing this 3 days a week, 6 to 8 hours a day.
Wow,
That's a lot.
Yeah, and so part time, making money, hauling cars with ACV, staying in a tight circle, still working another job. So you're hustling, right?
Amen.
Man.
Yeah.
For
And
real.
you're going to be out from the other job pretty quick. Is that right?
Yeah, I'm running out of time. Like I just don't. There's not enough time in the day. When I get back at the end of the day, I got to deal with this other crap, doing pickup schedules, all this and that. So it's getting to the point where I'm ready to just step away from the other guy. But he owes me a lot of money, so I'm trying to suck it for all it's worth.
Hey, man. Dude, just the dispatching part, you're in the trenches. That's hard.
Yeah, we got 39 trucks. They're all reefer trucks, and it's all LTL.
Wow.
So yeah, it's a fun job. Very stressful.
Wow.
So anything else you want to tell us? You were pretty excited earlier today when I talked to you.
I am. Real quick, got to give a shout out to Hotshot Dave. The guy's awesome, man. He's helped me out a lot. We talk all the time. I love these videos. I love being able to learn stuff. I mean, I can know it all, and I still want to learn more every day. But yeah, right now I'm very excited just because the area that I'm in, like a little background, I used to have a bathtub refinishing business, and I was able to suck off 3 cities and do very well. I had 6 guys out 6 days a week, sold the business, bought a semi, lost my ass, and started this. And I really did not think that I would be able to do local runs. You know, like I didn't think there was going to be any money in it. And it's amazing. I mean, I have really more work than I can do right now, and I haven't even devoted all my time to it yet. And it's mind blowing. It's mind blowing. It's exciting, you know, because like I said, like I called Ty months ago, asking his advice just because I had already failed once, and basically just needed someone to tell me, yeah, it can be done. And I've watched these guys here on Auto and Transport Intel for a while, and my first time in one of the chats, I was like, oh, I used to make $4,000 to $6,000 a week with a 2-car trailer. You guys told me I was freaking crazy. And I'm doing this part-time, and I'm already making half of that. So,
and that's the thing is, too, here's the thing. I didn't want to do, here's why I say that. I didn't want people to think that was the new standard, because it's not, right? Like,
oh, absolutely. It's all a matter of you. Yeah, you know, are you willing to do pick and drops? Are you willing to hustle? Are you willing to? I got a guy that does Copart cars, and he wants me to pick it up this morning and drop it off this afternoon. By the time I drop it off, his mechanic's on it. The next day I bring more cars. Those cars are gone.
Wow.
And he's buying cars specifically for my trailer so I can go pick them up and bring him his cars quickly, so he can sell them. I mean, it's a buy here, pay here lot,
value.
You know, but I mean, the guy's moving cars, and he loves it because I cater to him.
Benny. That's what Benny's saying, right?
So if you just heard what the man said, and number one, hey man, good job for you. Like, keep doing you. Like, you're hustling, you have a part-time job, full-time job, all this. Do you. Like Rocky Balboa said, you can't breed heart, man. You got heart. So keep doing you. At the end of the day, both of you are making each other's lives easier. He wants, you know, you drop him off in the morning. He wants him picked up in the afternoon, whatever it is. His mechanic's there. The metals are moved by the end of the day. You drop him off again tomorrow. It's a seamless, respectful, crisp relationship that makes sure that everybody has less obstacles and tension in their life. You deserve success when you create those type of partnerships. That's what it's all about, man. You were talking about Uber and Amazon and all this other shit. You know what they do different? They make life easier. They make it easy for you to do business with them. That's all there is to it. What's the difference between a 1995 Toyota Corolla and a taxi cab? Nothing. I don't have to make a phone call. That's it.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
Exactly.
Awesome. Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, I think that I know we got 5 minutes left, Jay. I think I'm gonna let you take over. First, before you take over, Thank you, Phil, so much. Thank you, Benny. It's awesome. And thank you, Bill. I really appreciate
Thanks for having me.
coming on
Thank
tonight.
you guys
No
very, very
problem.
much.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate you.
It means a lot to me. Thank you, Jay.
Yeah, man. Thank you
Well,
guys
thanks,
so
Jay.
much. This is great. You know, it's fun. You know, we're sharing information. We're hanging out. My goal with these live panels is to be a group of guys hanging around. If we could sit down I could look down the bar stools in either direction and slide you guys mugs of beers. That's exactly what I would be doing. Because I mean, I really appreciate it. It means a lot, and it's cool. That's what's cool about the live chat is the live chat gets to join us at the bar stools, right? And that way we've got virtual bar stools, and so we're all sitting around, we're talking business, and I mean, this is great stuff. I'm really proud of what we do here every Tuesday night. And I see that it's really caught on. Some people are like, man, if you are not watching this, you are missing out. And I know there are some people now that binge watching this stuff. There will be people watching this video, I don't even know for how long. But in the days in the future, and I want to say this, is that if people want to reach out and ask you a question, I always like to do this, and I'm glad this came up. And it's me, doing my kind of my stream of consciousness just rattling on, but it helps me find and grip those parts of the rock that I meant to get before I finish rappelling up. How do people contact you? Can they? Can people? Benny, how do people contact you, Benny?
You can email me at benny@marketingsolutionsstl.com. You can Google automotive YouTube marketing and you'll find me. You can go to YouTube, Benny Mazur, BennyMazzier, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. Call my cousin, tell him to page my girlfriend. She'll call me on a payphone and I'll get you back real quick. Like whatever you want to do, I'm fine with it. I'm cool.
I love it. Yeah, man. That's right. And on YouTube, just want to say on YouTube, Benny, what's the YouTube channel?
It's Benny Mazur, Marketing Solutions STL as St. Louis.
Solutions, Marketing Solutions STL on YouTube. Yeah, check out Benny's YouTube channel. Awesome. Okay, we got an email address, got a YouTube channel. All right, I know we had some questions. For Phil. How do people contact you, Phil?
You can contact me at phil@higharchtransport.com. That's my transportation company. Or you can call Everett Chevy in Hickory, and I can hook everybody up with a dually 4500, 5500, 6000, whatever you want to buy.
Let's do this thing. Yeah, man.
Good job, Phil. Good job.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so cool. So that's how you can contact Phil, because I know, like, Artie wanted to know how, and I know there was at least one other person that wanted to know how to contact you, Phil. So I think both you guys are definitely gonna get some emails. And now that it's in the live chat, and we just said it, like, that's the thing is, I don't know who will watch this in the future, in the middle of the night. They're just like, how do I do this? How do I talk to dealers? And by the time we get to this contact portion, they're like, man, I got to email this guy. This has just been gold. You've changed my life. Right?
Wait till we get Chris Vester on, okay?
Oh,
that's
man.
my goal in life. I want Chris Vester on.
We do
You know
need to
him,
get him.
Benny?
If you call him out enough, he will come on.
You will. Chris Vester, I
Yeah.
met you.
Chris-
I want you to come on the show.
What was neat is that, when we're at the Auto Summit, Automotive Intelligence Summit, and that was in Raleigh, and do you think about that a lot? Wasn't that an interesting experience?
That was like meeting, I don't know, it's David Lee Roth or somebody. Like, wow.
Right,
he definitely didn't look like David Lee. Maybe we should rephrase that. It's like
David Lee
meeting
Roth.
John Maxwell.
I was gonna say Oprah. All right, how about but the thing is that on the one hand we were out of our element, and on the other hand we were in.
Oh, man.
We
Good
were supposed to be there.
Yeah, we were.
Because
And we
this
met-
is part of the car hauler supply chain.
Yeah, you guys talk about wetting your pants talking to a car dealer. We're sitting in the middle of these guys who got mega stores. How many stores does he have, Benny?
A lot more than me and Phil.
What, 38 or something like that? I mean, a bunch.
40, 50.
Yeah. Well, Chris Fester,
Yeah.
I like you a lot,
Yeah,
man.
man.
I'd love to have you come on the show.
do.
Talk about this guy knows a lot about car dealers, right? So we're down there hanging out with these guys, and I'm thinking, you talk about out of your league. I mean, a couple car hauler guys down there. What the hell was that?
And
there's good stuff.
And we know that as we move towards that in 2 weeks, we're going to be in Detroit. We're going to be out of our element again. But my hypothesis is this: if we do this enough, we'll no longer be out of our element, but in our new element.
Because life starts at the end of your comfort zone.
There you go.
And this principle applies to you. Create your new element.
It's a heck of a deal.
That's it. You might feel funny the first few times, but just go in there and bullshit with the guys. That's all I do. I try to make them laugh and break the ice. And if you screw it up, there's a million more. You'll eventually get it.
I'll say this too. I'll throw this out there. Bill Zadites he was the host of Auto Intel Summit. He runs Cherokee Media Group. So you want to go to autoremarketing.com and read Auto Remarketing. Another good one is, you guys watch CBT News, Car Biz Today? That's another channel. So you go to CBT
that
Car.
Bill,
yeah.
Yeah. Bill, that Auto
Remarketing? Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That's a great magazine. Great articles.
Yeah, incredible.
So
we're talking about reading car dealer stuff, guys. Sorry, we didn't talk about trucks or equipment today.
Oh man, wait, we didn't do the video on how to strap down a car? Shoot.
No, it's okay. Just if you can, go find car dealers and talk to them and learn all you can. That's all we're saying. Go hang out with auction people. They're cool too.
And
right?
I want to say this. Yes, you need to know how to strap down a car. But there are other guys making that video that, as we know, and by the way, we'll just go ahead and take this moment. No, I have never strapped down a car. No, I have never driven a truck. And no, I've never loaded or unloaded on a trailer. But it doesn't make me ineligible to talk about the business of car hauling.
That's right.
Okay?
He's right.
I want to be clear about that. Because I've booked more cars than many car haulers will have to do. I don't know how many hundreds of negotiations I've been in on the phone to get the dispatch sheet and deal with the app and the load boards and the brokers and the lady at the house that wants to know why the car hauler's not there at 2 o'clock because that's when her hair appointment is and she can't bend and this doesn't make any sense. I am eligible. And that's why we're here. This is Auto Transport Intel. This is the Car Hauling Business Channel, and we welcome you to join us.
Awesome. Thanks, Jay. Thanks, Benny. Thanks, Phil. Thanks, Bill.
Thanks, Jay. Thanks, Ty. Thanks, Phil. Appreciate you guys.
Catch you
guys.
later.
Yep, thank you.
Thank you so much. Hey, and Bill, what's your contact info, buddy?
It is Rocket, ROCKIT, LLC, 123 at gmail.com.
All right, man. You heard it there, Bill. You had some great stuff. Listen, guys, I really appreciate that. Bill, I'm going to end this meeting. You have a great night, man. Thanks for your participation.
No problem. Thank you, guys. Have a good night.
All right, see you, buddy. And just like that, it ends. Another Tuesday night. It's like the end of the football game. Oh, man, the game's over? That's right. Overtime has finished. And then I go back to the main screen and get everything prepared. Oh, and there's my sea of cars. That's right. You know it. This is the Car Hauler Supply Chain Show. This is episode 100. Car Hauler Supply Chain. Thank you, Kimberly. I appreciate it. And I appreciate everybody else in the live chat. You guys are my friends. This is a community. I've recognized so many of you now. And the ones I don't, I appreciate the kind messages. And I appreciate you tuning in, sharing information. Because, you know, it takes a village. It does take a darn village. That's right. It takes a village. I said it. It does take a village. It takes all of us. There are so many parts to the automotive industry. Dealers, brokers, carriers. You got the shippers. You've got OEMs. You've got rail and port. And you've got the auctions. And you've got the trailer manufacturers and the insurance guys. There's so many parts, and there's so much to know. And that's why also, like, I'm not distracted by all the blah blah, like I'll tell you what, the longer I go without seeing like sensationalistic news, oh, I feel so much better. Stop with that stuff. Stop wasting your time on sensationalism. It'll always be there. Dive into the business. Open up a book. Go watch a video. Get some audio podcast or, whatever. Go to a bookstore. Go find information, right? That's what we got here. We got information. Sensationalism, stop wasting your time, man. Go watch an infomercial. An infomercial's better than all that stuff. Kimberly and I were watching an infomercial on Sunday about a guy doing a real estate thing in Kansas City, and I guarantee he does it in every city. And he's got a plan and all these charts and all this stuff, and wants you to sign up. You know what? That's fine, because you know what? You know what I started thinking about? I started thinking about car hauling. It's okay. It's okay to look at other businesses and think about how to improve your own business. That's why I say, listen, if you're here and you have nothing to do in car hauling, car shipping, or automotive or anything, maybe you're into, you're into fixing hair. You own a shaving restaurant. What's a shaving restaurant? That's probably a business of the future. The point is, man, is that if you think about business, growing your business principles, in fact, especially if you're in any way tied to automotive, I think Auto Transport Intel can help. And I find that people keep telling me it's helping them, and that gets me excited to do another show on a Tuesday. So next week, I think it's still in the works. I think we're going to have Bob from ATA on the show. That'd be a great show. If we can get it scheduled out. Some of the shows where we've got, heads of organizations, those are tough to put together, and they postpone and delay. I got some other big shows coming up in the future. But what we're going to do is if it does delay, we have a couple other ideas. Always a couple good ideas in the back pocket. Always have a plan B. And that goes for you and everybody watching. Listen, I really appreciate it so much, you guys tuning in. And I look forward to hearing people talking about car hauler supply chain. And you can say, you know what, I heard that on Auto Transport Intel on Tuesday night. Car hauler supply chain, never heard it before. That's what Jay was talking about Tuesday night on episode 100 on August 27th. And you guys were here for it. I appreciate it. So thank you guys so much. Always, of course, grow your business and be safe. Watch out for the traffic. Watch out for the weather. And, spend that family home time. And love your family. Grow your business. And be safe. And I'll see you next Tuesday night. Thank you so much, guys.